Some days begin the same way they always have. You reach into the fridge, grab yogurt, and expect it to feel light, easy, and nourishing. It's familiar, comforting, and something you've been told is good for digestion. But lately, it may not feel the way it used to. Instead of settling gently, yogurt might leave you feeling bloated, heavy, or just off. Sometimes the discomfort is subtle, sometimes it lingers longer than expected. If that's been your experience, it can feel confusing. Yogurt hasn't changed, so why does your body seem to react differently now? And does this mean something that once supported digestion is no longer right for you? This question comes up more often after 60 than most people realize. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means your digestive system is changing in quiet, predictable ways. What's happening isn't about yogurt suddenly becoming bad. It's about how digestion, enzyme production, and gut sensitivity shift with age. Those shifts can change how certain foods feel, even ones you've eaten for decades. Earlier in life, digestion tended to be faster and more forgiving. The stomach produced enzymes efficiently, and food moved along with little resistance. Yogurt often felt soothing and supportive without much thought. Over time, digestive processes naturally slow. Enzyme production can decrease slightly, especially enzymes involved in breaking down dairy proteins and sugars. That change can make yogurt feel heavier or more reactive than it once did. You may notice this most after eating yogurt on its own. Instead of feeling satisfied, you feel overly full or uncomfortable. That sensation isn't about intolerance appearing overnight. Instead, it's about capacity changing gradually. Have you ever eaten yogurt expecting it to be gentle, only to feel uneasy afterward? That moment can catch you off guard. It's the body signaling that digestion now needs a bit more support than before. One of the main reasons yogurt feels different after 60 is stomach acid. As we age, stomach acid production often declines slightly. That acid plays a key role in breaking down proteins, including those found in dairy. When protein isn't broken down efficiently, it can sit longer in the stomach. That lingering can lead to bloating or pressure. Even foods considered easy to digest can feel heavier as a result. There's also the matter of lactose. Many yogurts contain lactose, even if they're cultured. The enzyme that breaks down lactose, called lactase, often decreases with age. This doesn't mean you're suddenly lactose intolerant. It means your tolerance window may be narrower than it used to be. Smaller amounts or certain types may feel better than others. You might notice that yogurt feels fine one day and uncomfortable the next. That inconsistency can be frustrating. It reflects how digestion is influenced by timing, stress, hydration, and what else you've eaten. Digestion after 60 prefers calm conditions. When meals are rushed or eaten under stress, sensitivity increases. Foods like yogurt can amplify that sensitivity instead of smoothing it. There's a common experience many people recognize. You eat yogurt quickly between errands, expecting it to hold you over, and soon after your stomach feels unsettled and your energy dips. That reaction isn't about yogurt failing you. It's about digestion needing more context. Food now interacts more closely with your nervous system than it once did. Gut bacteria also change with age. The balance of microbes that help process food shifts gradually over time. Yogurt interacts directly with the system. In some cases, yogurt adds helpful bacteria. In others, it introduces strains that don't feel as compatible anymore. The result can be gas, bloating, or discomfort. Have you noticed that certain yogurts feel better than others? That variation matters. It reflects how individualized digestion becomes after 60. Texture and fat content play a role as well. Low-fat yogurts digest differently than full-fat versions. For some people, fat slows digestion just enough to create comfort. For others, too much fat can feel heavy. There's no universal answer here. What matters is how your body responds. Yogurt is often eaten as a light food, but light doesn't always mean supportive. After 60, digestion often prefers steadiness over speed. This is why yogurt can feel better when paired with other foods. Protein, fiber, or gentle carbohydrates help regulate digestion. They prevent yogurt from moving too quickly or sitting too long. Have you noticed yogurt feels different when eaten with a meal instead of alone? That's not coincidence. The digestive system responds better when it receives a fuller signal of nourishment. Another factor to consider is temperature. Cold foods can slow digestion for some people. Yogurt straight from the fridge may feel more jarring than expected. As digestion becomes more sensitive, warmth matters. Foods closer to room temperature often feel gentler. Small details begin to make a noticeable difference. There's also an emotional layer worth acknowledging. Yogurt is often associated with doing the right thing. When it stops feeling good, that can create self-doubt. You might wonder if you're becoming fragile or restricted. That thought can feel discouraging. But the reality is more empowering than it seems. Your body isn't becoming weaker, it's becoming more communicative. It's offering clearer feedback than it did before. Sometimes that feedback shows up as hesitation. You pause before finishing the bowl, or you notice your body asking for something more grounding. Those pauses aren't problems, they're signals. Signals like these are invitations to slow down and check in. They remind you that digestion is not just mechanical, but responsive. Listening early often prevents discomfort later. When you honor those small signals, meals begin to feel calmer. There's less guessing and less tension around food. That calm carries into the rest of the day. Have you ever noticed how relief follows when you stop forcing a familiar habit? That relief matters. It creates space for trust to return. Digestive comfort after 60 comes from responsiveness, not rigidity. Foods aren't good or bad in isolation. They're supportive or mismatched depending on context. This is where many people regain confidence. They stop forcing foods to behave the way they used to. Instead, they adjust gently. Supporting yogurt might mean choosing smaller portions. It might mean selecting varieties with fewer additives or lower lactose. Or it might mean pairing yogurt with foods that slow digestion. Some people find yogurt works best earlier in the day. Later in the evening, digestion slows further. Timing becomes more important with age. Have you noticed certain times of day feel better for dairy? That awareness can guide choices without restriction. Listening replaces guessing. Hydration also plays a role. Dehydration can make digestion sluggish and reactive. Yogurt may feel heavier when fluid intake is low. Movement matters too. Light movement supports digestive flow. Long periods of sitting can make foods feel stagnant. This is why yogurt sometimes feels better after a walk. The body is more prepared to process it. Context shapes digestion. There's a quiet story many people share. They once ate yogurt daily without thinking. Now they pause, unsure how it will feel. That pause isn't failure, it's awareness. And awareness is the foundation of better nutrition after 60. Food confusion often comes from outdated expectations. We expect our bodies to respond the same way forever. But change doesn't mean decline. Yogurt doesn't need to disappear. It needs to be reconsidered. That shift restores trust. Have you noticed how digestion feels calmer when you stop forcing familiar habits? That calm is important. It reduces stress around eating. Stress itself affects digestion deeply. When the body is tense, digestion slows. Even gentle foods can feel uncomfortable. This is why calm eating environments matter more now. Quiet meals support better breakdown. The body processes food more effectively when it feels safe. And there's something quietly important here that goes beyond yogurt itself. When a food has been part of your routine for years, changing how you relate to it can feel surprisingly personal. It can bring up that old pressure to get it right, even when you're simply trying to feel okay. So if yogurt has started to feel unpredictable, it helps to remember what that really means. It doesn't mean you've lost the ability to eat well. It means your body is asking for a steadier, more supportive rhythm than it needed before. Just remember, that's not a limitation. That's refinement. And over time, responding to those signals tends to make eating feel simpler again, not harder. And ultimately, these adjustments create predictability. Meals feel less like experiments. Comfort becomes more consistent. That consistency supports independence. It reduces energy dips and digestive distractions. Food stops demanding attention. Nutrition after 60 doesn't require perfection. It requires responsiveness. And that skill improves with practice. Yogurt affecting digestion differently isn't a problem to solve, it's information to use, and information builds confidence. As this understanding settles in, the story changes. Yogurt isn't unreliable. It's simply part of a more complex system now. Have you noticed how freeing it feels to adapt instead of resist? That freedom matters. It creates space for enjoyment again. Digestion becomes less about rules and more about rhythm. Meals align with how your body works today. That alignment supports well-being. Before moving into the final thought, it can help to pause here for a moment. When digestion feels steadier, the whole day often feels steadier too. Energy is more predictable, focus improves, and food stops pulling attention away from living. This is one of the quiet benefits of responding to digestion changes after 60. You're not just avoiding discomfort, you're supporting mood, confidence, and daily resilience at the same time. That's why these small adjustments matter. They reduce background stress the body carries when food feels uncertain, and reducing that stress frees up energy for movement, connection, and independence. As you move forward, it may help to ask a gentler question. Instead of, "Should I eat this?" you might ask, "Does this feel supportive right now?" That question shifts the focus. It honors experience over expectation, and it builds long-term comfort. Yogurt can still have a place. It just benefits from thoughtful timing, pairing, and awareness, and those adjustments are acts of care. Every day is another chance to care for the body that's carried you this far. Keep learning, keep moving, keep believing in your own strength, because aging isn't slowing down, it's leveling up. If today's message resonated, take a moment to subscribe, leave a thought in the comments, or share this video with someone who could use a little encouragement, because together we're proving that aging well isn't the exception, it's the standard.